We're back at it again. Episode 9.
Yeah, featuring your host Oksana
And Rosabella.
and our lovely exec board of peer mentorship.
Leni.
I'm Elvis.
I'm Jan.
All right, it is so nice to meet you guys. So we're gonna ask you guys to say your grade, your role in peer mentorship, and just anything else you'd like to add.
I'm Leni. I am a senior and I am president of peer mentoring.
I'm Elvis. I'm a junior, I think, and I'm the vice president of peer mentorship.
My name's Jan, and I'm the secretary and treasurer of peer mentorship, and I'm a junior.
All right, it is so nice to have you guys here. So I want to ask, what are a bit about your roles in peer mentorship? Like, what do you do?
Just for me personally, as the president, I do a lot of stuff like behind the scenes, like setting things up, getting things organized, presenting to the class, then I can give them things to do for that day and kind of just keep the class organized overall.
I do a lot of stuff for Leni and Miss A too. I feel like it's almost trying to teach me to do Leni's job, but they delegate into me, and then I give it to other people sometimes, or I'll do different tasks for them. So
I'm Jan. I'm the secretary and treasurer. As the treasurer, I get to handle the money, and also I do chores for Miss A that she doesn't want to do.
All right, so based on the roles that you guys have, what would you say is your superpower?
Oh gosh, my superpower based on my role? Oh gosh, I do not
I guess a
know
better way to
this.
ask is just like, what is something you're really good at in the class especially?
I feel like I'm really good at like public speaking. Like a lot of times in class every day we start class and we also do debrief, and I talk a lot in front of the class, and I feel like very comfortable doing it, and hopefully I make others feel comfortable while doing it as well.
I like to organize. So like Leni said, there's a lot of debrief and things like that. And sometimes I take over that, but just organization of different tasks that need to be done in chronological order, I think, is something I'm better at, I guess. What you, Jan?
I'd say I have a good work ethic.
Facts.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's clear that you guys have a pretty big responsibility in this class. You guys have to do a lot of hard work especially. So what would you say is one of the bigger things that you have to have done?
For the class in general, like one of the main things, I feel like I do this every single day, like probably like 10 minutes before class starts. I kind of just like go over the day in general and figure out like what I need to tell the class, what I need to do for the class myself, and kind of just what the class needs to work on in the week. So every day I put up on the board kind of like the schedule or things I need to talk about so people can see it visually and I can remember to say it verbally to them, and just as a reminder to everybody, just so we know what we're doing for the day and reminders for the week.
So I come in, I do a lot of the things that Miss A and Leni need done that can't be done by the committees because they have work to do. One of the bigger things I've done, I haven't done a lot this year, but I made IDs, which I guess was a longer process, but other than that, I haven't done a whole lot of big projects like Leni has. Jan has done a lot.
I help with the balance sheets, make sure that Miss A gets her money back and doesn't spend it out of her own pocket. And I also count money after the popcorn sales and things of that matter.
Speaking of popcorn, we sell popcorn down in Lower G every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Y'all should come check us out.
Yeah,
That is
good.
such a clean plug.
Yep. I want to thank you guys for doing so much hard work for this class. You guys are a great addition to the school and just in general our community. All right, let's switch up from a little bit more about your role to about just you in general in high school. So what would you say is a grade that you want to relive?
Oh, lordy. A grade that I probably want to relive. I'd like to be a freshman again, actually, because my freshman year, it was COVID, and I was never, like, a true freshman, I feel like. Like, I came in like, the last 2 months, but even then, it was just so, like, COVID was such a major thing still that it wasn't, like, an actual, like, freshman year. So I'd like to be able to, like, relive my freshman year, like, fully, I guess, and really experience it.
I would also relive freshman year, but for a very different reason. That I did not have freshman year in COVID, but if I was to go back, if I were to go back, I feel like when I was doing fuels and stuff like that, I would understand with a little more depth about what's going behind the scenes, what my mentors were doing. So I think that would be really interesting. I just had a lot of fun freshman year. So
I compete in high school swimming, and I wish I could go back to my sophomore year when we won state because that's really fun.
Oh, what about
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So would you guys definitely say, I mean, Jan, you do sports, so this is more your part, but you guys are part of clubs, right?
Me personally, I was in a partners club for a little bit, but I'm mostly just involved in sports because I'm in soccer and flag football. I think the kind of like extracurricular thing is really just peer mentoring and peer teaching, but like out of that, I'm not really in any clubs. I feel like I'm mostly just like sports, and I also have work, so it takes up a lot of my time as well.
I'm the president of chess club, which I really like. That's a fun club, you know, which you guys should, everybody listening should totally join. It's great, fantastic. And Model UN club as well, which is an after school club. But yeah, chess club is during lunch. It's a lot of fun. You get to just play with your peers, even if you don't know how to play chess at all. We can teach you. You can play ranked games for fun. Model UN is great if you like debate or world politics, and I've spent 2 years in that. I'm going on a third. It's a fantastic experience. So either one of those two I can highly recommend as far as clubs go at Service.
Pretty much all I do is swim and lift. That's it.
That's still a major
Let's
accomplishment. That's
go.
still something. Well, it's clear that you guys are really preoccupied. You guys are really busy. How would you say that you manage your time doing all these things?
For me personally, since I have school, flag football, soccer, and work, and I also do babysitting, it's definitely very busy, but I always have my calendar like on my phone. Like I always have things like highlighted, and I always know what I'm doing that day, and I always like plan my months in advance. Like I know what I'm doing in October, like I have all of that planned out. I feel like just planning out in advance, looking at it like an overview is really helpful. Yeah, I think that's probably the way I would do it, is just like my calendar and looking at things over.
I like to give myself mandatory rest sometimes. You know, Saturdays I never do any homework, or lunch I never do any homework, just to try to give myself a break. I think since if you have a lot of hard classes and activities, it can rack up on you on school nights, especially if you're doing any sports. So I try to, I'm not procrastinate, but mild procrastination can be very useful. If you're tired and you have an assignment that's due in 2 days, you could probably do it the next day and just get some good sleep. That's a strategy I like to employ to manage my time. Are you, Jan?
I think that there's a balance you can find in between like what you enjoy and doing work. So if you can find that balance, you'll pretty much have the least amount of work feeling, and you won't be tired the next day, and yada yada yada. But also my mom just is awesome that she helps me with my stuff. So
Let's go, Jan's mom.
All right, Rose, I know you also partake in a lot of after school activities. You got a pretty busy life. How do you manage things?
I manage things. I like to have a schedule for myself, like doing my sports after school, and then after school take a little break, like an hour break in between, and then I do my homework, and then sleep. Sleep is very important, but also school is too, you know, just managing your time very well. So scheduling, I think I would say for me.
All right, you guys clearly have your stuff figured out.
Since you guys have such busy schedules, what motivates you throughout the day, or just in life in general?
I think something that would motivate me, I feel like that's a little bit hard to answer, but me personally, like I like a busy schedule. Like it always keeps me like doing something, I guess. And when I'm not busy, I'm just always thinking, which is sometimes not very good for my brain. But I just like to keep a busy schedule because then I don't think so much and I don't get so stressed. Why I'm like, I go to soccer, I go home, I need to eat, then I need to do homework, and then I need to go to sleep so I can wake up at this time. I wouldn't say like super packed schedule, but just like a couple things a day. I like to be able to do that because I kind of look forward to those things, and I guess like checking them off my list. I'm a very big like list person, so when I check it off, it really satisfies my brain. So I really like that fact about it. I feel like just like checking off my list and getting it over with, that kind of motivates me in a way.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think what motivates me is that I have a lot of stuff to do in my future, right? So if I'm doing stuff, if I'm getting up and I'm putting in work and I'm doing these fun activities, I can not create only good experiences that I'll remember in my future, but also give myself more opportunities if I work hard. So that's like, you know, just setting myself up for those future goals is really what motivates me to get up, do my work in time.
Well, I kind of agree with you. I look into my future and I see myself driving supercars, just very wealthy. So if I wanna get to that future, I'm gonna have to work hard, stay motivated, stay disciplined. So that's just what drives me, is my future.
What about you, Oksana? You have a very busy life as well with work, sports, and school.
I guess my motivation would be, just like everyone else said, really my future. You have to work hard so that your future can be easy, because I'm definitely looking forward to, I guess, retirement. I don't know, I could see myself on a beach or on a little farm. A little farm could be cute with like animals, cows. That's cute. I don't know. But I'm definitely gonna make life worth it, because you live once. So even if it is hard, just remember there really is no point in stressing about it, because it's a one-time thing. Unless you believe in reincarnation, but I don't judge. Alright, so it is so nice to get to know all of you guys and some of your ways of life, what you guys are good at. You guys are definitely a really good team this year. I'm so happy and so looking forward to this year. So how about, to close off this podcast, we just ask you guys for a quote of the day or advice that you have for the day.
I've been getting asked so much about like advice and stuff. And I always say this every time about like getting involved in this school and kind of like going out and making friends. I know so many people say that, but it is like stressed for a reason, because you're only in high school once and it goes by so fast. So many people say that, but it is true. Like, I was just a freshman online and now I'm a senior and I'm graduating and I'm trying to go to college. It's just crazy to even think about that. So just be grateful, like, the time that you have, and for the people around you. Make sure you thank them, let them know that you do love them and you're grateful for them, because you're not always gonna have them in your life. And also just wanted to say thank you to Rosabelle and Oksana. They take control of this whole podcast. It's a lot of work, editing and everything. So hopefully you guys are listening. Yeah.
Sure. My advice would be just to really live your life to your fullest. I think a lot of people stress about other people, what other people think. Just work on yourself, and other people respond to that, for sure. Like Leni said, thanks, Rosabelle and Oksana. You guys did a great job. All of them. I listened to all of them, so you guys should too. Jan, it's your turn.
I would say you should never settle for less, and to tell someone you love them, and thank you, guys.
Yes, yeah. You guys are so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Last but not least, what is our song of the day?
Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Excellent choice.
Beautiful.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening to our 9th episode. We appreciate you, our listeners, and we hope you guys have the best day ever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.